We are live. Yeah, just give me a few seconds, people, and I'm going to do this. I hate it when I put the frickin'... Oh, I'm already on the right thing. Sorry, people, my... Alrighty. Right here. And one more. There we go. Alrighty. Hello everyone. Yeah, sorry that was a bit of a slight delay there. Just make sure everyone knew that I am live. Welcome back to PowerWash Simulator, and once again I am joined by the one and only local half kaiju, the Linkzilla.
Hey everybody, always glad to be here.
Yeah, normally I'll also be saying hi to Haos, but unfortunately he ended up getting a very strange scroll about helping out ancient China about a demon problem. I'm not sure what that's all about, but he had to go grab our dear friend Catball to take care of that.
Man, usually whenever I get a scroll from China, it always ends up being some kind of scam.
Yeah, well, apparently in this case it's no scam. Anyways, last time we played this game, we did a little more of our job career, where we cleaned up a couple of houses, the mayor's golf cart, and took a quick trip to Mars. But today, I was shifted through my email when I got this mysterious email from a place called the Shinra Corporation, and they said that due to some sort of crazy incident or two, there ended up being a lot to clean up. Okay, no more beating around the bush. 3 days ago, the Midgar pack got released for PowerWash Simulator, and I'm not delaying this any longer. We're going to Midgar to clean it up. Yeah, for those who are like out of the loop, Midgar is basically the world setting of Final Fantasy VII, which was the first Final Fantasy that was released into the PlayStation games by Square Enix.
So, for all of you Final Fantasy fans out there, this should be a power wash blast from the past.
Especially with the Final Fantasy VII Remake actually doing pretty darn well. That includes Crisis Core. So first we are going to be cleaning up the Hardy Daytona and Shinra Hauler. I swear, I know I'm only getting $75 for this, but I swear I'm going to be I'll be doing double to this corporation because they are the main cause of the whole mess in FF7. Okay, from Reed Sutsi of the Shinra building, on behalf of everyone from the Shinra Electric Power Company, I'd like to welcome you to Midgar. It could not have been easy to come all this way out here, so your presence is much appreciated.
That's an understatement.
To raise our population's morale, we are opening an exhibition to celebrate the long, varied history of our fair city's motor industry. Two of its key pieces, however, have emerged from storage in, let's just say, less than pristine condition. Looking at that huge layer of dust on that thing, I would say that's another understatement. If they were to take center stage at the exhibition, they must be spotless, and that requires the attention of someone who understands the full meaning of that word. None other than you, Reed Sutsi. Wait, this bike seems a little familiar. Well, let's see about cleaning this bad boy up. Hey, Link, Outside of Final Fantasy XIV, since we've discussed a bit of that last time, have you ever had any experience with any of the other Final Fantasy games?
I have attempted to play one Final Fantasy game in my entire lifetime, and I think that it's the Final Fantasy game that everybody at some point tries to play because everybody is in it for the story, but they're not prepared for the, what is it, like 30 plus hours that you got to put into get that story.
And which one is that one? Because there's like several.
Final Fantasy X, the 10th one.
Final Fantasy X. Right.
I mean, when I watched my older brother playing the game, oh my goodness. How did they let it
Jeez!
get
That
like
dust
this?
has dust!
Man, that doesn't even look like dust. That looks like it's caked on. It's practically paint.
Gross. Anyways.
But yeah, when I first saw my older brother playing the game, it just so engrossed me that it basically like this... The way that it starts out with a prologue in Xanarkand, and like you follow this young guy Titus, he's a star blitzball player, when suddenly a giant friggin' kaiju attacks.
Sorry to interrupt. I just got some messages from Reeve. As you are new to Midgar, allow me to... Oh, for crying out loud. As you are new to Midgar, allow me to say a few words by way of introduction. I am the Director of Urban Planning, responsible for the design of the entire city, including its heart, the Shinra building, which you are currently working. Anyways, continue.
Well, Xanarkand gets attacked by a monster, and somehow or another he ends up in the distant future where Xanarkand has been destroyed, and now he gets involved in some kind of plot to basically go on a quest with a group of people to go and kill that monster that basically destroyed Xanarkand, because apparently this is all part of like this generational cycle where every 1,000 years or so that monster pops up and basically resets civilization. And the story was just so fascinating because I wanted to know more about it. I wanted to basically learn about Titus's strained relationship with his dad. I admit I liked watching the burgeoning romance between him and Yuna, and of course the mystery surrounding it all. Like, what is sin, and why does sin exist? What's the purpose, and how is it that every single quest to defeat sin before has always ended in failure, considering that sin comes back basically every generation? Well, that really is my favorite twist on the game. The fact that at the end, like, the god that people have been praying to, Yavin, that basically they believe will protect them from sin, Yavin is actually the cause of sin, the creator of sin, because effectively Yavin is worried that with technological advances, people will become too advanced and too decadent in their advancements. So basically it created sin in order to basically keep humanity in line in a lot of ways. And the worst part about it is every single quest, every single summoner that goes on a quest to defeat sin, they can only defeat them by obtaining the final Aeon. But the final Aeon can't just be summoned. No, one of their own party members has to be sacrificed to become the final Aeon, and then they can defeat sin. But then, triple IQ play right here, as it turns out, the final Aeon becomes the next sin. So it literally becomes this self-defeating cycle. You go on a quest to defeat sin, you become the final Aeon, you defeat sin, but then you end up taking sin's place.
That's dumb. Okay. Yeah. Another message from Reeve. Our organization, run by the lauded President Shinra, is split into 5 divisions: urban planning, space and aeronautics, advanced weaponry, research and development, and public security. Yeah, public security, right. I played the opening sequence of 7. I know that is a load of baloney. Okay, so this isn't the bike I was thinking of.
Ah.
The bike I was thinking of was ridden by a different character that I have on Final Fantasy 14 because it was a DLC pack. Well, not DLC. It was DLC in the FF14 store. Basically, Cloud Stripe's bike.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was going to be too.
No, it ended up being a different one. Ugh! Look at this mess! How long has this thing been in the basement?
Maybe this is what the neighbor was hiding down there all this time. He was hiding it down there because he didn't want to be embarrassed at how dusty it became.
Ay.
But I really think that, like, with the Final Fantasy games, that seems to be par for the course. Because when you get down to it, most of the games basically tackle the issue of, like, the whole idea that if gods actually exist, they're certainly not on our side. And I think that's an interesting and unique story that I think a lot of people should at the very least consider. Especially, like...
Despite the memes.
Yeah, despite the memes.
Yeah, everyone knows the Tita's laugh meme.
That is so awkward. That game is full of so many awkward moments, but I think that, like, they make the characters feel real, because so many of the characters are just so likable. Waka, Lulu, Kimari. You wouldn't think that Kimari would be such a likable character, but he ends up being great.
Yeah, I never played 10. And apparently the quirkiness carried over into 10-2.
Yeah, 10-2. I basically I don't know how I feel about that game, because I feel like the way that Final Fantasy X ended on such a powerful note, but it's bittersweet in a kind of way that's also kind of depressing, because you ultimately know how it has to end, and you know that it's depressing because the characters can't be together. And you also know that Yuna has devoted her entire life to following in her father's footsteps to go on a quest, a pilgrimage to stop sin, just like he did. So finding out that her entire upbringing, everything that she believed, everything that she and her father fought and worked for, it was all a lie. That's basically gotta burn a whole lot of... That would burn even the strongest people. So ultimately I feel like Yuna's character in Final Fantasy X2 makes sense. The fact that she's basically given up her piety in a lot of ways and sort of become basically what happens when one holy man goes bad, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They basically kind of get a bit more brutal, a bit more angry at the world. I mean, when I saw Yuna was packing guns, I was like, what the hell? But it makes sense. And of course, well, the fact that now she's pretty much out for herself, going around with Riku and newcomer Pain, trying to go around and find as much treasure as they can just to get by in this new world that they helped create, thanklessly, I might say. But I don't know how I ultimately feel about the story, because the whole idea with Titus being he doesn't belong in this world. He was brought into this world to break the cycle, and now that the cycle is broken, he can no longer stay in the world. So the whole game is motivated by Yuna basically seeing a recording of somebody who looks like Titus being held prisoner, and so she ultimately goes after them. And I'm not really sure 100% if I'm getting this right, but spoiler warning for anybody who hasn't played X2 yet, or basically wants to play X2, it's not Titus. It's just, I think that basically it's a doppelganger or somebody in this world who happens to look incredibly like Titus, or maybe he is this world's equivalent of Titus in a lot of ways, because, I mean, I'm using world really loosely here, considering that Titus came from Xanarkand 1,000+ years ago. So I don't know, maybe someone who is related to him, someone, a great descendant or whatever. But I don't know. It just felt kind of. It's one of those things. Basically, it's like you get your hopes up for this big reveal. Is Titus alive? Can he and Yuna be together? Only to have the rug pulled out from under you at the end. It's like, so what did we do all this for? Just to get teased at the possibility that a happy ending to resolve the ending that made us all cry last time?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, you can not deny that from my experience playing theater rhythm, she's a darn good singer.
Yep. Voice like angels.
Okay, where's the spot in the air intake I'm missing?
And I remember the complete mental breakdown that I had when I saw Yuna, Riku, and Pain show up in Kingdom Hearts 2 as, what are they called? What?
Okay. Ike's clean. They look like little fairies.
Yeah, they look like fairies. But what do they call the world? I dubbed thee the USS Rust-Oleum. The Gullwings, that's what they're called.
Ah, the gull wings.
The Gullwings, yeah. But yeah, like when I saw them, I just like, what?
I think that's the name of their group went back in 10-2 as well.
That is what their group was.
Alright.
Well, they weren't fairies, but...
Ooh, I like the color.
Yeah. That's very nice.
I expect
teal.
either Heidegger of Public Security or Professor Hojo of Research and Development to call upon your services at some point as well.
Hojo.
Ah, Hojo! Yeah, I am. As head of public security, Heidegger commands the city's military, while Hojo concerns itself with pushing the boundaries of science. Spoilers: Hojo is the cause of of the entire mess of Seven. Due to highly secret nature of their jobs, as well as their eccentric personalities, I recommend not making any ripples, let alone waves, when working for them. As long as they don't step on my toes when I'm cleaning their stuff, I think we'll get along just fine.
You know, the light blue color here kind of reminds me of Mater from Cars, because this is what he was supposed to look like before he got all rusty.
Ah, yes. Hey, Haos.
Hey, Haos. We're just talking about Final Fantasy stuff here.
Yeah, as for me in terms of Final Fantasy, I played a lot of Final Fantasy growing up. Remember,
Yeah,
Nintendo kid over here.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get my hands on a Nintendo for quite a while.
Yeah, one of my absolute favorite Final Fantasy games of all time. And yes, people can call me out on this one. Hey, no worries. You had demons to deal with. Let's see here. It's this little quirky game called Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
And what's that?
It's just a little game that Square made because they were upset by the way the North American translation companies has been handling their products.
Yeah, they completely mislabeled the games.
Yeah. So they asked the guys that are like behind the Legends games to like make a super easy game, and to add insult to injury, include a strategy guide.
So it's not So they get their revenge by basically, like, low-key insulting American players' gaming ability by basically saying, you guys suck at games. We've had to make the game easier for you.
Yeah, I never knew about all that until I saw a video by Pro Jared.
Wow. I think maybe I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. His rating is a tricycle out of 5. Yep. For me though, if joke on it all they want, for me it actually holds a very special nostalgic place in my heart. It was my first introduction to RPGs.
Get them while they're young.
Yep. After that, I started playing the first game, which was the original Final Fantasy on the Nintendo, since, well, my dad has that. And then Final Fantasy IV, which was labeled Final Fantasy II in North America. I didn't play as well as a little bit of Final Fantasy III, which technically was Final Fantasy VI.
And I think that's the one that basically is, like, interesting to talk about, because the whole thing that I was saying about how the stories basically usually revolve around godlike beings being, well, colossal pricks. That's Kefka in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah, even though technically speaking he wasn't a god.
But he sort of became a god, didn't he?
Oh yeah, the power from the Warring Triad really got to his head.
It would literally happen to anybody.
Yeah, on top of all that, he was already crazy from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way he was dressed.
And let's not forget that glorious laugh of his.
Yeah.
Heck, fun fact, minor spoilers for, like, a side content. Oh, now on to the vehicles themselves. Okay, Reeve, keep talking. The motorcycles are hardy Daytona, highly maneuverable, and powered by our company's V-type DOHC engine. Okay. The engine is the same one as those used in small aircraft, so it does 0 to 60, and I see we've already arrived. Well, that's one way of putting it. Anyways, now what was I saying? Oh yeah, Kefka. They actually kept the actual sound file of Kefka's laugh for when we go to fight him in the Omega raids of Final Fantasy XIV's Stormblood expansion, because there's these like 8-man raid series that each of these games have. For the base game of Realm Reborn, it's against Bahamut and the remains of Dalamud. For Heavensward, it's against Alexander, a gigantic clockwork robot that can transcend time and control it.
As you do.
Yeah, and as for Stormblood, it is known as the Omega raids, which has inspirations of doing basically a super glorified boss rush from the games of 1, 5, and 6.
Wow.
And fun fact, Omega was this super tough hidden super boss in Final Fantasy 1.
How hard was he to find?
He's like tricky to find, even harder to beat. I have yet to find him and beat him in the original Nintendo game.
Well, something to aspire to, I suppose.
I do have the Pixel remake on my laptop, so yeah. Which reminds me, I wonder if they kept that one little Easter egg in the game. If you're wondering, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, in Final Fantasy 1, there's this graveyard. Oh, hang on. The Shinra Hauler is a classic all-purpose vehicle that always have been an integral part of city life. Well, it looks chunky and stable with its unusual three-wheel design. I assure you its appearance belies its true power. I believe it.
Sorry for, like, the sporadic laughter there.
Yeah. On an open freeway, the hauler could theoretically depace with the hardy Daytona. Okay. Anyways. So yeah, in this... In Final Fantasy 1, there's this Elven Kingdom, and in the Elven Kingdom there's this graveyard. And on one of the graves, it is labeled, "Here lies Link," as sort of a little Easter egg to the Legend of Zelda series, which was popular at the time. As the first two games came out on the Nintendo.
And if I know me, which I do, I have a feeling that that grave is just filled with weapons.
Actually, you can't open the grave. It's labeled on one of the tombstones.
I know, but it would seem like that's the kind of thing that I would do.
Yeah.
Basically fake my own death, put up a fake headstone just to have a cache of weapons lying around in case I needed them.
Oh, yeah.
And then basically freak everybody out when they discover that the grave is open and empty, making them think that I've returned from the dead.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Certainly not. But anyway, that hysterical laughter that I got is that while I was watching you wash this thing, and I basically like looked at it and I noticed, does it only have 3 wheels? And then I saw the color, and then when they confirmed that like it only has 3 wheels, I suddenly got a memory. You know about Mr. Bean, right?
Oh yeah, Rowan Atkinson's character. Oh my god, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's great. One of the best gags is that he really hates the little blue car with 3 wheels. Whenever he sees it, he goes out of his way to terrorize it. And that just reminded me of that. And the best part about that is that that's like a real brand of cars, and the joke is everyone in London basically hates them. Why? Because of their 3-wheel design, they're technically not classified as cars. They're actually classified as motorcycles, meaning that a whole lot more teenagers can get their hands on them. And, well, basically like, I think that it's basically like making that kind of commentary that the whole thing with these cars caused such a controversy and debacle, congesting the streets and whatnot, causing so many accidents that Mr. Bean decided to basically make Rowan Atkinson, he decided to use Mr. Bean to make fun of them whenever he could. It's so great. Because, like, all the stuff with him running them off the road and basically causing it to fall over, they really did do that when they got in the open road because of their weird 3-wheel design. But yeah, so anyways, talking about Final Fantasy again, let me just basically like make a statement, because I think that I'm basically trying to figure it out. Usually when it comes to Final Fantasy, people basically always talk about like Final Fantasy VII, and I'm basically like wondering what it is about that game that made it so special, and here's what I'm basically thinking, because Final Fantasy VI was on the Super Nintendo, right?
Yep. And Final Fantasy VII is like basically the first game that ever came onto the PlayStation.
So that's what I was thinking. It was basically the moment where the game stopped being a 16-bit 2D and jumped into like a 3D kind of thing, right?
Pretty much.
So basically Final Fantasy VII is pretty much Final Fantasy's Ocarina of Time.
Yep, pretty much.
Maybe that's why Death Battle had Link and Cloud fight each other.
Who won that fight?
Link did.
No surprise. Okay. Seriously, wait, where is the dirt? I'm prone on my belly.
Maybe in the exhaust pipe? Just make sure you get in
No, the exhaust
really
pipes
good.
are done.
Ooh. Man, sensitive controls are having me walk off a cliff.
Yeah, let's see. Another one that I definitely like is, of course, Final Fantasy IV. Now that one out of the main series games is one of my absolute favorites. There we go. Because it introduced a character that is like, okay, wheel is done. That I absolutely adore, and I am just so thankful that they included her outfit as armor for casters in 14. And that is Rydia. Hang on. Oh, come on, laptop. I'll fix that in a bit. Anyways, and that is Rydia, who is the main summoner of the group. Ah, there's the bumper. And ever since then, I really like summoners. And even though the story's like kind of like basic, it's also pretty impactful because it talks about the story of Cecil Harvey, who is this Dark Knight of the Kingdom of Baron, who was adopted by the king himself. Now, at the beginning of the game, you see him go over to Mysidia, which is the town of mages, and steal crystal from them. But it was at that point he was really questioning what he wanted. Oh, goody! Wing mirror, window, and door handle. Okay. He's really questioning where his loyalties lie and what the Red Wings was actually doing. So that kick-started practically everything in the game. To the point that he even started that once he realized what was really going on, he decided to throw away his dark sword in order to become a paladin to make up for the crimes he committed. And it leads up to a lot more than he expected.
That tends to usually happen.
Yeah,
Get
finally!
more than you bargained for.
There you go, Shinra! I got your cars done.
All nice and clean.
Ugh.
Seriously, like, how do they let them get like this?
Well, they were in storage for some time. Let's see. Your dedication to your craft is everything we've heard it was. So much so, we're moving these two exhibits to the atrium. You have our deepest gratitude. Before I forget, after hearing my assessment of your work, Heidegger, Director of Public Security, insists on contacting you for his own division. While he does have a tendency to come off as rough around the edges, I assure you it's a byproduct of his passion and military background. He said That said, his style does not mesh with everyone, so if it doesn't mess with yours, tread lightly. Yes, this request is vastly different from our first, but think of it as proof of our trust in you. After all, we wouldn't bring someone of your caliber all this way just to watch down a few sets of dirty wheels. I have a feeling what that one is. Yep! Called it!
The Scorpion Sentinel.
The first boss of the game.
Man, I wonder what else they're gonna have you clean while you're here.
Heidegger. Reed tells you you're quite the shot. Shame those skills are wasted on cleaning up literal filth instead of the enemies of the state, but no matter. As head of public security, my job is to keep the city safe, and one of the most effective ways to do that is through deployment of devastating weaponry. My Scorpion Sentinel can snuff out insurgents before they can start reaching for their white flag. But Professor Hojo thinks his test subjects to quell why it's better than heavy weapons platform. To prove how wrong he is, I propose a challenge for him. If one of his juiced up lab rats could even scratch my Sentinel, I'd volunteer to be his next test subject. I have no doubt my machine stood the test of time against his mewling varmints, but I still need the Sentinel washed down. After all, isn't that what his beloved scientific progress calls for? Evidence? Uh-huh. Let's see how bad this is.
Would you like some croutons with your word salad?
Nah, more like an extra helping of salt. Game? Game? Oh no.
Are we frozen?
I think we are. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. It was having a little bit of time loading.
Ah.
Oh, God!
Well.
Let's see. Battle damage, bioresidue, grime it.
Oh. That's not grime, that's oxidation. That's rust.
Link?
Yeah.
Its eyes moving.
It's looking at me.
Behold, the Scorpion Sentinel, one of Shinra's greatest advancements in military robotics. There. If you feel better, here's a way to keep an eye on me. Your identity has already been stored in its database as a non-target, so stop worrying about getting shot and start scrubbing. It's official! I'm billing these guys double. They're quite safe for now. Uh-huh. That's not reassuring there, Commander. There. Just in case your owner wants to keep an eye on me, I cleaned up your eye. Hope you're happy.
Well, the eyes have it. We can see clearly now, the grime is gone.
There we go. There, I made you extra clean. So no more complaining, you heap of rust. Trust me, I never liked this thing when I first fought it in the original game.
They call it a Scorpion Sentinel, but it's all orange. Shouldn't they have called it a Crab Walker?
Yeah, the reason why they call it a Scorpion is because of that bad boy.
Ah, the gun.
Yeah, the tail. So, its name was done on purpose.
Well, I didn't expect it to be an accident.
Ugh, look at this mess. I wonder how many times this guy went on training missions with this hunk of junk before it got all dirty again. If they try to hire me to clean this thing again, I'm going to be getting my fuzzy three-tailed butt back to Muckington to finish up the job out there and go cat hunting because that cat's still missing.
Yeah. What was the cat's name again?
I forget.
I feel like it's like a really eccentric cat name.
I'm sure it'll pop up next time when we're cleaning up.
I hope so. Because I really hope that it's not just a scripted event. I really hope that we can actually catch the bugger. Get ourselves a bonus.
Problem is, we're stuck with a power washer and we don't have a way of getting our hands.
And cats are skittish. You basically approach them when they want to be left alone. Yeah. Of course, then again, basically go to Japan and sit down in the street for a few minutes, cats will start swarming you.
Yeah, there's actually a literal cat island.
Yep.
And they even have cat cafes, where it also promotes adoption.
Good lord, I probably would not be able to survive going to that. I basically see those videos pop up on YouTube and they're just so cute.
Okay. Boop.
I mean, I gotta admit, I miss having cats, but but not enough to basically miss having to clean up after them.
Yeah, this is a big job. Ugh. There we go. Well, might as well start from the legs up to the head. And thank goodness they gave me like that scaffolding over there to handle the tail. Let's see. There we go. Now going back to Mystic Quest. Don't get me wrong. The story of the game is as bare bones basic as you want for a Final Fantasy game. 4 crystals are in trouble. It's your job to go around there and save them and everything. But that game, oh my god, its characters, it's got its charm. Like
it's always the characters that stick with you, isn't it?
Yeah, like for example, there's Benjamin, the main character of the game. Yet, and for the record, yes, that's what his name is. Thanks to Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy, that's what they named him when he first came out in the second one. Yeah, and he's got his own like little quirks when he's talking to people. Like for example, apparently back in his old town before it got destroyed, there we go. Apparently he was only given an allowance of 2 gil a month.
Ouch. What are you supposed to do on just 2 gil a month?
Oh wait, was that, or is that 2 gil a day? 2 gil a week. I can't remember. It was pretty pathetic. Of course, they called it GP back then. Yeah, this was before gil was officially established as the common currency of Final Fantasy. Hey. Oh, hey, Tifa. Hey, if you're available, I have a job for you in the Sector 7 Undercity. Yeah, no worries, girl. I know you're eager to learn about the Sentinel's myriad capabilities. Uh-huh. Sure, keep talking. I have a feeling she's asking me to clean up her bar. It is
the seventh heaven.
Yeah. Its tail is far deadlier than that of the creature it's modeled after, and its 6 tapered legs let it get straight to the point, if you will. Considering how pointy those things are, I'm not surprised. I've heard those Cravabos who want to shoot the Scorpion at a distance that has a Mark 98 cannons and Mark 99 launchers. What happened to the other 97? Wonder what happened to the other 97?
Maybe we're better off not knowing.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yuck. I don't want to know what this bile residue is, but it's gotta go.
Man, having to do every single one of these legs one at a time.
Tell me about it.
I don't envy you.
If anything, I feel bad for the poor staff that has to clean this thing up the next time. Because, like I said, I'm getting my butt back to Muckington after this. Oh, and despite how much I'm getting paid now, I'm billing Shinra double.
I hope so.
That's the name of the town. That's the name of the main town in the base game, Haos.
I guess they wanted a name that's as ugly as most of the places that you gotta clean.
Yep.
Maybe when you're done, they'll rename it to Sudsington.
Yeah.
Of course, that might give the impression that everybody there is drunk.
There we go. One more. You know, every time when I look at this thing, I immediately want to, like, go grab, like, one of my many grimoires, summon a beast and destroy it. That's my final screw you to Shinra. There we go. All right. Let me just get all the underside of this thing. You know what? It's all metal. What am I doing?
You need power.
Well, they give me the Prime Vista Pro right away. Let's see. Hit the store. Oh. I'm stuck with the stubby.
Oh no. Yep. They're getting charged double for this.
Mm-hmm. And if legal, triple. Well, there's the wheels for when it doesn't want to be on its legs all the time. I do realize that, but I don't give a care. Not after everything they caused in 7. Oh, I found the fuel generator. On top of, well, there's one plus side about this though. I'm getting a bit of extra cash so I can build up on more upgrades later.
Yep, those ought to come in handy when you get back to life.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Oh!
Oh, that's alarming.
Think we would stop there? Of course not. Oh gosh, here we go. Who wants another helping of salad? We outfitted with a close-range EM field and a self-repair functionality, but this bevy of features is nigh unstoppable. Uh-huh.
Yeah, maybe you should go for self-cleaning technology next time.
Yep. Makes some of our jobs a little bit easier. At least they're nice enough to let me have at least access to the basic functions to get to every single nook and cranny to this thing.
Yep.
There is one other game I am wanting to play sometime, actually, in the Final Fantasy series.
What's that?
And that's 12. I heard that it's a pretty good one. I mean, got the special edition Zodiac Age version in the eShop on the Switch, so maybe I'll download that one sometime once I have a little bit more room and a bit of extra cash.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a taste of it from back in Final Fantasy XIV again, when they did like that big special 24-man raid based on 12 and tactics in Stormblood. which was very good. Even though it was hard, it was very good, and the environments were very pretty.
Well, sometimes difficult challenge can be the most rewarding. Unless it's
Yeah.
one of those ones where it sends you through a difficult challenge, and by the end of it, you're just feeling so emotionally and physically exhausted that it doesn't really feel worth it.
Ugh, reminds me of Boja. Trust me.
I'll take your word for it. Oh, it's almost clean.
Yeah, it's already 54% clean. And this is only the underside.
Well, who's going to be looking at it from the upper side then?
Whoever's in the cockpit. Oh, lovely. I just cleaned the laser.
Ah.
Where's my footstool? At least Shinra's nice. They provided me a footstool.
How do you know that you didn't just bring that yourself?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, let me get in those nooks and crannies there, big boy. But yeah, from playing Theater Rhythm and going through the 24-man raid, I'm definitely wanting to play 12. What I'm not looking forward to is going through Boja again when I start up my solo series on 14 again.
Yep, starting over can always be a bit of a daunting task.
Especially with something as frustratingly grindy as Boja. We've received reports of gang activity in Sector 5 Undercity, most likely Don Cornero's lackeys.
And what's he telling you this for?
No idea. Don't give a care. I'm just a cleaning girl. I really considered deploying the Scorpion against them, but realized they're the definition of small fry. It would be a waste of company resources to eliminate them. Yeah, waste of my time!
He strikes me as a lonely man. He doesn't have anybody to talk to.
Okay, I think I got all the leg guards.
%.
As a much more fitting target would be the so-called eco-terrorist that goes by name Avalanche. If they want to poke the bear, then they best be ready to deal with its claws. Oh, that's the name of the group, Avalanche!
Avalanche?
I was trying to remember the name of the group for a while. It was Avalanche.
It's always one of those things. It's like, when you remember it, it's suddenly going to be like, oh, I cannot believe I couldn't remember that.
Hang on a second. I wonder. Alright, I got the Pro. Dang it, I can't buy it because I don't actually have it. They're only giving it to me for this. I wonder. That's a little better. Yeah, that's the thing about these specials. They give you the best stuff temporarily. In order to like get the modifications and that for it, though, you gotta earn it yourself and through the main game. That's better. Oh, got that cleaned. There we go, that's what I needed. Listen to all those dings. Look at that. Clean as a whistle, no battle damage.
Incredible. It's just like new.
Alright, time to go up higher. And now I'm gonna go do something stupid.
How stupid is it?
I'm gonna jump onto the tail.
Live dangerously.
But first, let me just get... Now, whoop! Ew! Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me! Imagine Reed fed you some good, feel-good tripe about his plans for the future, didn't he? No, he didn't. If he did, I was not paying attention. Sees the world through rose-colored glasses, but he doesn't realize that those lenses are coated with the blood of our adversaries. After all, the company began as a weapons manufacturer for a reason. Uh-huh. My computer went to sleep mode again.
Yeah, I usually disable those things. You can't exactly AFK if your computer falls asleep.
Didn't mean to do this. I'm now stuck. Hey, lift up, please. That did not help. Oh, that helps. I'd rather fight this thing than clean it.
Because at least fighting it gives you the pleasure of destroying it.
Yep. And I don't have to worry about this dumb job anymore.
Well, let's say that you're making good time.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking at? That's one claw done.
It's really creepy how they move like that.
Yep. Now to get to the other side of this mess.
Well, at least you're 91% done.
Mm-hmm. Ah, there we go. The whole tail laser's done. I know, it was the back of this claw. Just kept moving around so much. Mm-hmm.
They gave you a full scaffolding.
Mm-hmm. Why does this thing have to have so many nooks and crannies?
It's a giant piece of complex machinery. A lot of tiny little surfaces in there.
Thank God, finally got those dings.
they're so tantalizingly close. Oh man, you can actually run out of a cleaner? That is...
Yeah. Come on. Give me a chance to lower the arm. Wrong arm. Still costs me, but that's fine. Finally. All I needed was some soap.
And lots of water.
I had a ladder the entire time. I'm out of metal cleaner. Oh man, I gotta buy more.
Man, you might actually lose money on
they're
this
out of
gig.
stock.
Of course they are.
Out of that stuff too. Oh well. finally got all the claws clean on that tail.
Of course it would be those small portions in the grooves of these little joints. I mean, it's such a small amount of dirt, why wasn't it automatically just ding?
This game is picky and most of it will be probably on top anyway. There we go. finally got those done.
Yay.
I had to keep crawling around and cleaning up the rest of this mess. Oh, finally got that done. Okay. Would you quit moving? Thank you.
Finally, some big surfaces. 99%.
Yep. Oh, I got all the legs done. At least I think.
You can always check the list.
Alright, got the abdomen turret to clean. And then another one, the headlights. The head casing. The head hinge. Yeah, no, don't have them all cleaned yet. Scanner. Claw wrists. Oh my gosh.
Cannon barrels.
Where'd it go? Where did my ladder go? Oh. Well, that makes things easier.
I'll bet.
Knock it off with the tail claw already. Ugh. Finally, the scanner's all clean. definitely. At this rate, I'm paying these morons quadruple.
Don't you mean you're charging them?
Yeah, charging them. Yeah, I'm charging them quadruple. Oh, good. When it's raised, it opens. It makes it so much easier to clean. Finally. Are you telling me each of those individual claws is one part of the job? Ugh. Okay, what part of the head casing is still not clean yet? It's probably the back. It's the back.
Of course it would be.
Alright, now to get that one all cleaned up. Oh, good. The head casing's all cleaned up.
Yay.
What is still missing on this claw?
Really makes me wish you could get a bonus for doing all this.
Tell me about it. Ah! Your stupid claw! Oh! It's on the back.
Of course it would be.
That's what the extension is for. Finally. Well, let's pull out the crazy gun. Worth it. There we go. Now I think I got all the legs clean. Oh, it's on top. Oh, then. What else is missing on the list? The abdomen turret. Where is that turret? Oh. Alright, next on the list. Claw wrists. It's not that one, so it's probably this one. Oh, no, it's not that one. It is the other one. Oh, I just saw it. There we go. Cannon rear exhaust.
Hard to believe such a tiny little bit of gun is causing all that problem.
Yep. Arm launcher. Okay. Now for the tail bellows. Where is that? Oh. Ah, it's these things. No. 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 Oh. Ah, there's the there's a little bugger. Soon be done with this, and of course, frickin' sleep mode. Finally done, you stupid maniac! I got your toy done!
Excellent. Finally done. Man, that was a time and a half. We were at like friggin' 97% for a while there.
Game? As I expected, not even a fleck of paint out of place. Couldn't ask for better condition in which to present this to Hojo. Perhaps that smug hack needs to spend more time ensuring his specimen's combat-based abilities and less turning them into macabre monstrosities. Either way, I shall relish the look on his face when he receives the news. Alrighty.
Yep, the seventh heaven.
Yep. Tifa Lockhart, Midgar, Sector 7. We've been having lots of trouble with Don Carnero and his grunts for a while, but last night it took to a whole nother level. They stormed to the 7th Haven unannounced, ordered the entire menu twice over, and proceed to spill on every possible surface. Ah! I would beat the snot out of every one of those thugs right then and there, but we'd had a lot more trouble on our hands than a few small-time gangsters. Anyway, my friend's daughter Marlene has been hanging out here a lot, so I want the place squeaky clean for her. I do it myself, but it's almost a 0-hour job. But it's almost 0 hour on the job I got in Sector 1, so I need the speed of a pro. I really appreciate if you could get the bar looking good as new. Thanks! You know what? Screw it. Let's end it off on a high note.
I thought we were headed back to Oath.
I have been streaming for 2 hours. We'll do this job on the next episode because my poor fingers need a break. My pinky's cramping up. So, thanks for joining me, everyone, for this crazy ride. Sorry that it seemed like it went on forever. But next time, we're going to be helping out Tifa with cleaning up her bar. And yes, I'm giving these guys a discount while giving those maniacs a double fee on their bills. Seriously, Shinra, why? Anyways, I'd like to thank Link for joining me with this.
My pleasure.
Yep.
Always nice to go along for the ride.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. And remember, the only real magic you have is your imagination and the prayers of a good job without so many itty-bitty little parts.
See you later, everybody.
Yeah. See you, everyone. Bye.